So, I realized that I should just build the motor now that I have the rods, because I can't say for certain that I won't have to do some of the wiring again if I do it now. Like where exactly I'll put my the wires. They might interfere when I install the motor and the turbo and the piping and stuff. And I want it to be clean, and I want it to do it once. So today I talked to Chris Bundrock, is his name. He owns R-Tuned Motorsports in Spokane, and he has my transmission. It's a GSR Type R case transmission, and pretty much GSR gears, I think, and with a Type R OEM Type R diff. Anyways, he's about to button it up pretty soon, and so I gotta figure out how to get it. He also has a lot of some wiring that I'll need. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Factory. I need some factory wiring. So I got a couple things in the mails today. I got this line for my clutch. I think it's dash 3 or 4 AN, it looks like. It's got these nice fittings. You'll see it kind of cleans things up. I got this braided crap for my power wire. Cleans it up as well as protects it a little bit. Power wire from the battery to the front. I also got this 8-gauge wire, which I decided was gonna be okay for my starter and my alternator, but looking at it and comparing it to the factory alternator wire, I think is 6-gauge. So this 8-gauge is a little smaller. The factory starter wire is probably 4-gauge. Anyways, this is quite a bit smaller, but I decided that it should be okay, but now I'm like, I don't know, but I'm gonna try it. I'll have fuses and breakers and stuff. So this 8-gauge wires for my alternator and my starter, and you shall see why. So I got that as well today in the mail. Oh, and I also got some fittings. Everything's about fittings. A lot of people, when they're trying to feed their turbo with oil, they'll use this factory port and they'll do a T so that they can still use their factory oil sending unit, which looks like this. But this is BSPT thread, I believe. Very close to 1/8 NPT thread. So it's kind of a pain in the ass, because if you get a T, it has to be a T, and it has to change the thread style, blah, blah, blah. But I just didn't really want anything teed off of here. And I still want my factory oil light, even though it's pretty much pointless, because the light comes on when you have 3 PSI, I think, of oil pressure. And you're pretty much screwed at that point, and I'll have an oil pressure gauge. Anyways, I want it for functionality. So this is not going to be there, this fitting right here. And I bought this sandwich plate, which, you know, is pretty unnecessary, except for I wanted to keep this simple and clean here. There's my oil pressure sending unit for the aftermarket gauge, the AEM gauge, screwed into a 1/8 NPT port. I couldn't really find a quality sandwich plate that came with 2 1/8 I don't know. Okay, my oil feed line that came in my kit is -3 AN female, and so basically I bought a fitting. I hate buying a fitting for a fitting, but I bought a fitting. This port here is -8 ORB, so it's a -8 ORB male to -4 AN male, and this fitting here is -4 AN female to -3 AN male, so that I can put this freaking line on. And this 90-degree bend, I believe, is designed to be at the other side of the turbo, but we'll see as things go. I might need to buy another fitting. Also, yesterday I ran into some kind of pain in the ass stuff. Like, I bought the push lock stuff for these fittings for boost by gear solenoid, the Mac valve. You know, this is 1/8 NPT. This is kind of cool design. You push it, and those little sharp looking metal things in there, they go out. You let go and they'll hug the hose. Well, anyways, they have to plug into my wastegate. So I'm checking things out. Well, first of all, I noticed this is the hardware, the fittings that come with this wastegate. My hose is way too small to fit on this barb. So then I go and investigate. Well, can I just screw my fancy fittings, these, directly into, you know, these ports? And it's very close. And I think, pretty sure most people just do it because they suck. But this port is M10 by 1. These threads right here are 1/8 NPT. So then I had to think about it. I had to think, like, shoot, should I tried to find these that are M10 by 1 with 1/4 inch OD hose. That's what my hose is, 1/4 inch, so that I could just buy 2 fittings. Anyways, there's a lot of options, and I was really trying to avoid buying an adapter fitting, but I bought 2 adapter fittings, M10 by 1 to M10 by 1 male to 1/8 NPT female, so that I can screw these damn fittings in. And yeah, everything's about fittings. Everything fittings. Another option I had was to buy a larger hose. That would mean that I would also have to buy more of these that accept a larger hose that are also 1/8 NPT. At that rate, I would still use all my 1/8 NPT ports, like on my Mac valve and on my intake manifold, where I will get the boost pressure. You will see if you don't know. And I would be able to run that hose on this larger fitting. Blah, blah, blah. I'm gonna go do some productive stuff, and then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna start building this engine. I'm gonna clean for a little bit, and then yeah, I'm try to put the rods and the pistons in that engine, and I hope to have the oil pan on by the end of the day.